in the camera. We're hanging out. What, can they follow you on Facebook or Instagram or anything?
No.
Alright, bye. What's up, guys? Back here with another podcast. This one is about the US Open Pool Championship from Matchroom that is going on still currently. I think it's the last 16. Carlo Beato looks like he's in good form to maybe come back-to-back. At the time of recording this, he had just beaten, I forget who he beat, but he had just won a good match. So he's still in. Back-to-back World Championships. The thing is, it's all these tournaments are like, they're the same tournament, it seems like, with just different titles on them. Because it's, whether you were in the World Championship or the UK Open or the World Championship and the German Open, it's the same players. It's the same amount of talent in each field. It's so tough to win a tournament, and so if you go back-to-back in any tournament, that's pretty amazing. I would say back-to-back US Open wins is even more prestigious because, I don't know, I think it's rare to have ever done it. I think Darren Appleton did it, and Mika, and Shane. But other than that, I don't think there's anyone that's done it. So maybe Earl, maybe Johnny. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But either way, it's a very small group of people to have ever done that, and that'd be amazing for him. So I usually root for an American, but there aren't any Americans left. So I don't really have a horse in the race. But to see back-to-back U.S. Open wins would be pretty awesome for him. So. Awesome. And I got 33rd through 64th because once you get into 64, top 64, it's single elimination from then on. I've never really liked that format as far as if you say you come in without a loss and you lose that match, then you only lost once and you're out the tournament. And someone that is on the loss side that lost a match in the beginning of the tournament could come back and win. So to me, it's kind of crazy. It's like two tournaments in one. So you have to have the tournament that you get to qualify, and then once you qualify, it seems like another tournament. And then once they go to, I think, top 16 or top 8 maybe, I think they do the no magic rack, which is a pretty big game changer. I feel like if it was no magic rack from the start, I feel like the lineup might be a little different in the last 32, last 64, but that's neither here or there. That's the format is the format, and they told us before, so no surprises here. Just got to deal with whoever deals with adversity and gets through it the best. That's generally the person that wins it. Whoever has the breakdown is even better. The break can be so volatile sometimes because you're going from different table to different table. Some have slicker conditions, some have just cleaned the balls, some have just cleaned the cloth. It's very, how do I say this? It is very, very hard to be consistent in these tournaments. And the more adversity that gets thrown at you, and the better. Basically, it's whoever handles adversity the best. That's generally what happens. But if you got the breakdown, you're not stealing, but you give yourself a chance to win. In a game that's so crazy, like 9-ball, where there's so many ups and downs throughout a match, and if you could just hold on and win, that's pretty big. So yeah, I got 33rd through 64th out of 256 players. I just couldn't figure out the break. In my practice sessions, I was hitting it with low left because when you have pool hall conditions where it's not 100% clean, and you have dirty balls, whatever, dirty cloth, etc., the spin actually grabs on the rail so you're using the cut brake, right? So once you hit the brake and go to the rail and come back out, the left English actually takes, because it's not new cloth, it'll actually grab. So out here in the Matchroom events where everything's new and it's great conditions, the English doesn't take, right? So it doesn't go left and then come back out. It goes left and then stays down by the bottom rail. So the way I was practicing was wrong. I should have used just center draw, because the center draw makes it to where it doesn't spin back down there. And it actually gives the one ball more force, and it gives the rack more force through the rack instead of just kind of glancing off the rack, if that makes sense. So I practiced the break long enough, but I didn't practice the correct break. So it is what it is, and I know now that it's middle center, or not middle center, of course, same thing. Jesus. All right, so let me redo that. Middle draw. Okay, so middle of the cue ball with draw, and it's basically like another stroke shot. I practiced the 10 ball break for so long and for so often that basically all I know how to do now is hit it square. So it's basically another shot, because it's more of a shot than a break, because you have to execute it very, very well instead of just hitting it dead on like 10 ball where you're just worrying about your cue ball, right? So you have to almost throw caution to the wind a little bit, and a lot of the top breakers from this tournament, they go with the middle draw, right? They go off the one ball. They're aiming it at like the first diamond in between the middle diamond and the pocket. Okay, so there, and they're trying to play the one on the side, and they're bringing the cue ball to the rail and going back through the rack. So if you make the one ball on the side, the two ball generally stays down on the bottom half of the table. So you're guaranteed at least a look most times, right? But yeah, I just got to study that break a little more and put the work I did into my 10 ball break into that break, and that's something I'm gonna have to do, because you can't win the tournaments if you can't break. So it's all right. You just got to learn where you got to get better, and you got to attack it. And if you don't attack it, then what's the point, right? So you got to get there and see what happens. But Mario, he beat me. I couldn't break. I think I broke dry every time I broke, and I lost 9-4. I played pretty well, but he just outclassed me that match. He played a little more consistent, and his break was working. So, you know, he was the better player that match, and I can't really do much about it. So, yep. So I'm here in a few more days at Atlantic City. My flight is on Sunday night. That'd be the 16th, or Sunday morning. Anyway, I'll be back in Ventura, California. I recently just moved back to Ventura, California for a few months. Lewisville, Texas I liked the people there, but pool hall wise it didn't work out. I can't really go into great detail about it, but I was expecting something a lot different, and sometimes you have to go through those things to learn in life, and I'm glad I did. And I guess I can't really say a whole lot about that, but people that know me know what happened, and I think it's best that we parted ways. And I enjoyed my time in Dallas area. I enjoyed it a lot. The food was good. Wasn't that bad. It was hot there, but it's okay. You expect that, right? Yeah, overall it was okay, but I couldn't play in a lot of tournaments there. I thought I was going to get there and play more pool, but I actually did the opposite. I didn't really play as much. I didn't really play as much in the tournaments and all that, because when you're out there, you know, everything's Fargo based, and I'm a 740 something Fargo, and if you're over a 700 or a 720, you basically can't play in anything unless open events. And you know, I thought I was going to be able to play more events, and it was the opposite. So I felt like it was better for me to go home to where my family's at, so that way at least, you know, when I'm not playing tournaments, I can relax with my family and be able to see them still, and you know, see my family and friends again for a few months would be good. I'd probably move into Arizona, maybe not end of this year, probably beginning of next year. It's a great community. I have a lot of friends there, a lot of supporters, and yeah, pool is good there as well. You know, I have lessons I can give. I have, you know, just a lot more options there personally. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. And even though This didn't really turn out as well as I'd like. I have a lot of learning experiences from this, and at the end of the year, they already picked Oscar Dominguez, Skylar Woodward, and Shane Bamboing. They were the 3 automatic picks from the wild cards. Not wild cards. They were the points leaders, so top 3 from points to get picked for the 5-person team. And now Jeremy Jones is going to have to pick 2 players, wild card picks, whoever he'd like. And there are a lot of options for sure. There's Shane Wolford, who had a great year this year. Tyler Steyer, who showed really well at the U.S. Open this year. He just beat Federer. Greg Hogue, Nick DeLeon. Who else have been going? Yeah, there's a lot of options this year. A lot of people went and competed in all the tournaments, and best luck to them. Whether or not I get picked or not, I'll be there rooting on the team. Whether they like it or not, I'll be in the stands heckling and yelling and screaming at people. Yeah, I mean, it's the best tournament in the world, and I hope I get picked, but we'll see. It's not going to be either way. I'm going to go out there and do my best, whether it's in the stands or out there in the arena. So I haven't played at a home crowd yet, which is something I really, it's my next goal. Moscone Cup wise, is I really want to play at when I have home field advantage. I've had Europeans yell at me for, I guess, only 1 year, but the other year it was in Coventry in England, and it would be nice to play in the U.S. for once. Yeah, I feel like I'd play better there, but we'll see. And thank you guys for tuning in, and I will be uploading more of these. I forgot my tripod to pack this trip, so I'm here on this ironing board. I have my camera on this ironing board and kind of rigged it up. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just going to go out there, and I'm probably going to go down to the casino. Yeah, just go down to the casino, go to the venue, and watch these next few matches and see what I could do better in my own game and why they're there and I'm not. So, time to get better, and see you in the next one. Alright.